So, good morning everyone, welcome back to another video. Make sure you hit that like button first and drop a comment down below at the end of the video, and make sure you're subscribed too, because I really would love you to be with the community that I have. It's very small. I've just hit 725 subscribers. Yeah, very small. Anyway, this video is all about this window. Oh my god, it looks, I've just unpackaged it with all its good packaging. Also, I ordered this from a kit on eBay. The kit was by this Van Demon. Now, depending on how it goes, it looks pretty good. So, if you want to buy a window for 130 quid, this one's a non-opener. If you want an opener, it's a little bit more expensive. But, Van Demon, it's not in the listing on eBay, but it'll be the seller. Like, it's sold by the company Van Demon. And so far it looks good, really well packaged. Delivered by TNT, and literally next day or day after delivery. Really fast delivery, really well packaged. Yeah, so I'm going to recommend these guys. No sponsor or anything, just a good all-round product. And like I say, for a bit of glass, it even says fragile and glass on the front. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's been packaged. The window fits, I've just lined it up. As you can see, I didn't paint that bit there, and that's because there was no point. But I painted around the edges, so like you couldn't see any white, and I painted it well so that obviously the adhesive is going to stick to it. So job one, I watched a few tutorials and it's pretty self-explanatory. Job one is to drill. Some people just do the corners, but I think it's a good idea to do the corners thoroughly, like once every centimetre, drill holes, and then drill a hole maybe once every 10 centimetres along each side, and then you just join it up with a pencil or a Sharpie or something, and then you just cut it with a jigsaw from the outside. As I say, it's a kit, so you get little instruction manual. It's mainly for installing windscreens, which is, you know, it's a rough guide, but you can watch YouTube videos. That's how I've learned how to do it, including my one. You get one of these bits that have the V shape cut out of it. I don't know if you can sort of see that. Then you get a cleaning wipe, and I was wondering whether it came with one of these because I didn't see it first. And then you get the primer. You get a glove. Oh no, a set of gloves. Yeah, a pair of gloves, and the primer spready thing, and this window sealant stuff. That. Yeah. So I think the kit is bought from a separate company, and they just provide it within the kit that they give you. But it's pretty cool. It looks like it's gonna work. And now I'm just gonna drill from the other side using probably a 4mm drill bit, and then a big probably 7mm, 6 or 7mm for the jigsaw bit to go through. So then you can jigsaw it out. So let's get on doing that. Oh, one thing quickly, it does obviously come with the little trim stuff. Oh, the sun's come out, it's ruined my exposure. So I'd just like to apologise because I have noticed while editing the last video, or the last one before the last one, the painting one, I did notice that only the left channel has been working, and I'm not sure if it's the cable for the microphone or the socket in the camera, but if you fiddle about with it and it starts working again, and I just noticed it was doing it, so it's probably doing it at the beginning of this video, sorry. So sorry about that. But anyway, what I'm doing now is I've just got the vapor barrier. I was going to tape a load of newspaper together, like this bit, but then I was like, I'd rather not waste a load of tape. So then I found I just realised a bit of vapor barrier that I just took off. The reason I'm doing this is to stop any metal shavings going onto the paintwork and rusting, as I'm sure you've heard if you've watched any other videos. This bit doesn't really matter, there's a little gap here, because you're going to be cutting about here. So no metal's going to go on that bit. So I think I'm alright like this, and it's always just good to get a brush and brush it down at the end as well. Now I know some jigsaws you can get one that you can turn the blower off so it stops blowing the stuff, and that's good because it will just drop and it won't blow it onto the other panels. But I don't have one of them, so yeah, excuse the music as well, by the way. I've given up about copyright because I never want to monetize the channel, so copyright's never going to be a thing for me, so let's just play any music now. So yeah, the plan is, well, I just need to take this little bit here. So you don't want to let any metal filings go onto there because they're steel, and then they'll just rust, and the rust will go through the paint and start rusting the bodywork. which is not what you want. Now I did not brush them down when I installed like the portholes and stuff, but that wasn't an issue because I then sanded down the van and painted it with primer, well, Rust-Oleum, which is a primer. So yeah, sorry for me rambling so much, but I'm just doing that before I drill, because also metal filings should come when you drill as well, so be careful of that. I'm going to have to clearly take down that, sorry about the wind. Yeah, so let's get drilling. Not newspaper. Bah. Yeah, okay, it works. So, as I said, I think this is a 4mm, so I'm going to start with that, and then I'm going to move to this 7.5mm. You could go for an 8. In fact, I'm probably going to go for an 8 because I don't think the jigsaw bit's that small. So 8mm and 4mm. And it's best to pilot with the 4mm. The one you go in with the 8mm, do 4 first, because otherwise it bluntens the bit if you don't pilot in metal. If you're doing anything like over probably 5mm, you want to pilot it with something like 3 or 4 first, and then go in with the bigger one. And if you're going up to like maybe 10 or 12mm, you might want to do like in stages of 2mm, 6mm, and then 10. Like, you know, just build it up. Anyway, enough of that lesson. Let's get drilling. One last tip, tape what you've cut as you go, and then when you get to the end, the panel won't fall and it's also going to wobble less. Top tip. Anyway, we'll be back once it's cut. Ready? Out it comes. Oh, that's quite heavy. Right, now you need to give the edges a light file. Check over any bits that might have not touched the line good enough. And then put a bit of primer on it, and luckily the paint, like I say, is Rust-Oleum, so it's primer as well. So I'll wax some of that on, wait maybe half an hour, and then whack the trim on, and then put some primer around it. We're good to go. Whack the window in. There we are, guys. It's pretty awesome. I managed to fit the last centimetre of paint in what was already in there mixed, and then I cleaned the paint can out with thinners, and then I managed to fill that, so that's a bit of paint and thinners, so it's a pretty much pre-mix full jar. And I'll offer it to the next owner in case, like, you know, they dent something, or maybe they want to add something on and they want to paint it, or, you know, many things. If they don't want it, I'll keep it. I mean, there's always my dad's van that he needs to treat with rust, and, well, like I say for the millionth time, as is Rust-Oleum, it's a primer. So firstly, quick file just to smooth the edges off. There is literally metal filings everywhere inside. And yes, it did cut through the centre beam just fine, no problem at all. And we're on solar power, and I'll check the battery, 13.7, and it's still overcast and has been like the whole time. I mean, you get the old patch of sun. So, that panel, if you haven't seen the video, honestly go check it out, card up here. Yeah, honestly, that panel is amazing, and it's 120 quid for 325 watts. So brush it down first and then remove the tape. And now I'm just going to get some on a brush, the normal brush like this, and just run it down that bare metal edge. So there we are, just installed some bits of tape so that when I put the window in they can just be rolled down. And then I have pushed on the trim around the edge, and I've made it so it goes over both skins, so it looks nice from both sides. Not that it really needs to look nice from this side. Next step is primer. Now I'm going to apply. Ooh, I've got a magnet watch strap, and there's a load of metal filing stuck to it. I'm going to apply the adhesive to the glass. You can do either. It's just I've seen most people apply it to the glass first, so that's how I'm going to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do quite like 50 ml maybe of primer all the way around. Maybe not the bottom because there's a smaller space at the bottom. Next is the cleaning wipe. Okay, so you got to give the primer a good shake apparently. So the instructions on this, remove windscreen, as I say it's for windscreen, clean the windscreen, allow to dry, yeah, clean the glass. Oh, so don't put this on the glass because it will etch it and ruin it, and same with the paintwork, you don't want to get it anywhere else. This primer is only going where you can't see it, or it will ruin anything. Apply the glass primer after shaking well to the ceramic bit. And one continuous thing. Oh my god, I probably would have kept the sound in for that so you can hear me panicking. I put too much on it, it started to drip down. Oh, tell you, thinners is the saviour of my life. So if you do happen to put some on and it drips down your paintwork and you don't have any paint of your van, have a rag handy with some thinners or white spirit on. And do that, because I just tried to wipe it off with a cloth and it didn't work. Thinners, gets it off, you'd never know. Right, I literally just threw this thing down. Oh, that was disaster. Start from the top, work down. I don't know how far in to do it. I really have no idea. Just recorded a whole bit without actually pressing record. So the adhesive's done. I've done 2 on the top, 2 layers on the top, 2 on the sides, but not on the bottom because, well, it's not going to leak from the bottom. And also I ran out. It was just to use up what was in the tube. So I did the top, still had some, and did both sides, and then ran out. So yeah, that's all good. And it doesn't have to be neat because it's not. And now, obviously, as you can see, the primer's on the window, on the door, sorry. Now we're going to just push it in that way. All sorts of things like that. So there's tape at the top to hold it in. stop it sliding. That's how big the pressure would get.
Hold on, let's go your way.
Oh yeah. Flush with the door.
You may need to go up or down, not see.
I think you want to go up then.
Look at the gap at the top. Yeah, can't see some. Right, and then grab a bit of tape and go down to the top. Flush it. Yeah, I've got it all straight up against one side. Where's the stuff from?
Centred pretty much. So, good morning everyone. Windows in. As I think you just saw at the end of the clip. It's not the next day, it's the day after that. So about 2 days later. It's about 6 in the morning. Yesterday, did that up to there. I'm going to put one more board on, which should bring it to about there. And then I'm going to put like a window ledge, like a frame all the way around, and these are going to have little bits of wood, maybe about 100 mil or so. And then I'm going to glue a piece of nice wood on the top of that, like overhanging a bit, so it's like an actual window ledge. And I will film doing a bit more of this cladding. I would like to do it today, but I've also got to work a bit with the neighbour on another van. If I show you down there, you can see that the bench seat now actually has drawers on. So the bench seat is pretty much done. Just a couple of bits on the end which weren't in the drawers and needed nailing in. Anyway, enough of me banging on about stuff that really doesn't matter. Let's get to cutting some wood. Oh dear, I did a classic max. Going up the sides, got 3 pieces above the window in as well, which you can't see. But I've just had a great idea, right? So, let me just shut this door. There you go, 3 pieces above the window. Did a little notch out of this one just because this one is alright, going quite low. I'm going to cut this tongue off with a chisel. Just slice it off. There's my little car. And then glue a bit of wood in between there. Onto the cladding, and then basically I'm going to get some nice pallet wood and glue it to the top of that batten that I will have put there, and then you'll just overhang it a bit and you'll get a nice window ledge, and same up the size, maybe not quite as hangy outy, and it should frame it really nicely, and that way you don't have to have trim to cover up the ugly edges of the cladding. But I've just had a great idea. So here I'm getting to the curve, yeah, so what I've had an idea on a sliding door, maybe some other doors, I'm going to cut it to this length again, so it will fit in between the rubber seals, and then I'm going to shut the door, and then it will be poking through the seal, and then I'm going to just draw around it, open the door again, cut it with a jigsaw, slot it in, and you should, so that will be your template. The rubber seal will be your template. Let's test it, see if it works. It's getting very hot already, and it's just gone 9:30. Crazy. I tell you, why Wix put the sticker on the front, I don't know. They do it on everything. Put it on the back, for God's sake, then it won't matter. There we are. It's fitted in. And then I'm going to shut it. And then the door isn't shut properly. By the way, I'm not butting it right up against the seal. If you can see, there's a slight gap. Okay, could do with a little bit more of a trim off that side. But other than that, that looks pretty neat. The really annoying thing is the tiniest little gap up here. So I guess I'll just try and put 2 screws in it without splitting it. The best feeling, no more vapour burning. I mean, if you've ever had your sliding door with a load of vapour on, which a lot of people have, it's the best feeling when it's all finally gone. Look at that. The door is done. So nice. Now it looks like the rest of the van. Yay! So guys, what I'm doing here is just like taking the tongue and the chamfer off the tongue and groove. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandwich a piece of wood in between the glass and the wood, and that will just stabilise that. And then it will give me, I'm going to put a big piece of pallet wood, obviously checking clearance on the door, but there's loads of room. Overhang it about 30mm or so, and then that'll give you a nice window ledge. I'm not going to put a bar across it because it's not ideal, things against the glass when you're slamming the sliding door. It's more for if it's raining or if it's just cold, you got the door shut basically, you sat on the bench seat, you can just pop a drink there, look out the window, you know, a nice little ledge, but not like a mobile ledge, just a use of space really, mainly. But yeah, just shaving this tongue off. You got to be careful with the grain, because the thing is with this pine cladding is there's so many knots. So if you know anything about wood grain and chiseling, you know you'll want to go with the grain, because it waves like that, and it does every single knot. It dips in like I'll do a demonstration. It dips in and then comes back up. So for this one, I'd want to go this way, so it lifts it up, and you don't just keep digging down and take off too much. You always want to go the way the grain is coming up. Sometimes you will get it flat, but that's very occasional. Not very often will you get a very flat grain, or especially with like just, you know, normal pine wood that you buy from wicks and stuff. So I'm going up to this knot that you can sort of see, yeah, that one there, because then it swaps, and if I were to carry on it would just dig in and I'd go a bit too far. Oh yeah, this looks really nice if I give you a little close-up of it now. As you can see, tiny little slither on the top. Yeah, once I get that framed in you won't be able to see that. Also because you get this dotted line here, which I don't like that, so I want to get rid of that. That's why I'm sort of doing that. So you probably won't be able to see most of that little sign as well, so it'd be nice. It will be smaller, but I think it's worth it to make it look nice. So yes, this is what it's going to be like. That's gonna be that's so fluke. That's so perfect. The bottom corner of this is touching the rubber. It's as farthest that way as it can go, and it's literally level with the edge. So yeah, that's basically what's going to happen. That's going to go on there. That's not straight at the moment. That's the wrong piece. It's too short. This is for one of the sides. But that's just an idea. And then instead of putting trim over like I did with the portholes over that, because that's expensive, and also I think it would be nicer on this window if I then added another bit of pallet wood that was wider, like I say, and overhang it 30mm, so it's nice like that. You got a windowsill. So let's get chopping and planing and measuring. Okay, so what I've done is I've planed about 3mm off that side and 3mm off that side, and then I just went over, skimmed it about 1mm just to take off the really rough stuff. I don't think the glue would stick very well to that, and it fits perfectly. So now I'm going to slot it in. I'm going to show you how well it fits. So here we are. That's literally butted up on the rubber. That won't go down. That's perfectly flush there. All along here there is a gap here, but you just push that in. I'm going to glue it and put a pin just in the centre. That's all. Just one little nail as close to the edge as possible, so when that overlap comes you won't really see it. Then I don't have to fill it as well. And then that goes right to there as well. That looks really nice and flush. And then this one's going to come up, do the same thing, go behind, and then again, so you don't see any of this edge, I'm going to glue another one. So basically it's going to be glued to that base there. Batteries are doing well though. Look at that. It flashes when it's charging. I think I said that. 13.7, and I've got the laptop charging, power bank charging, and phone charging. So not bad. Considering also we're under a tree. So, hello everyone, it's finished pretty much. No, it is finished. There's two little jobs on the van left to do, and it's to put two panels in front of the diesel heater tank, And also inside the overhead cupboards there's cables in 3 of the 4 ends, and they all need like a little 3.5mm ply. I've got a sheet of ply, just jigsawing out and just covering, so it's like a wall with the cables running in, and then that is painting white. But I'll probably do that either tonight or first thing tomorrow morning before I head off to college. But bearing in mind, right, the window's still behind me. I'm not going to show you at the moment, but this is what the wood looked like, right? So there you go, look, all totally rough, like that. Sorry about that, I just realised the audio's been in mono. But yeah, so that's what it was like. All horrible, and yeah, not very nice, just not particularly nice, to be honest. Now I'll show you what it does look like. So if you take a look at that, I mean, just wow. I don't have a router, that's just done with the sander. And yeah, and this bit of wood, yeah, is obviously the pallets have holes in them already. So what I've done here is I've put a screw through the wood and into an existing hole in here, so I don't make an extra one. And that's just like a clamp, because obviously there's no way to clamp it. And then I'll take that screw out once the glue's dried, because it's just glued. These ones are just glued, they don't have, well, this one has a little thing here, and then this one, as you can see, it's got another one, because there was just a gap here. I mean, there's still a tiny gap, but it was quite bowed, because all this wood is bowed in every way. It was bowed like that way, which I used, was great for the window, because there's no gap. And same there. But as it was bowed this way, I had to sort that out on that. So yeah, sorry I didn't film it, but it was the exact same process as the one you couldn't see, the one that's still behind there that these are glued to. And it was just a case, as actually these are wider pallets, and there was quite a lot of material to take off, so I did use a circular saw, skim it back, and then give it a skim with the plane just to make sure it was flat. And yeah, that's gone really well. I mean, obviously, look, it's not perfect, it's wavy, but you know, it's wood, you're going to get waviness. Yeah, this is all linseed oiled. These are obviously stained in varnish. They were just sanded with 120, but so this one's got a nice taper on it, just like the countertop, and then these have just literally just run the sander along it really quickly, just to take the corner off so it's not sharp. But yeah, so I'll update you tomorrow once the window's all dry and I've taken out the bits of wood, and I'll show you the finished product. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. So, about tomorrow. Or not. Tomorrow never came. I totally forgot to pick up the camera again, and now I'm at my mum's, so I can't even show you, and I don't have my camera. And if I were doing a voiceover properly, I'd plug the mic in to my laptop, so sorry if the audio is a bit shoddy. Anyway, I hope you got the gist of how it looks. So this is the windowsill itself, with the nice curvy edge that I showed you, and then here's the overall product. I think it looks really nice. Very chuffed with it. It just finished the whole van off. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, show your support, and I'll see you next week. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon too.